Thursday the 28th. The stars decree a productive morning, which for you, Aries, involves finding matching socks before 11s. Your Doomoscope object today is a drawer full of takeaway menus from 2022, roughly equivalent to the number of unfinished passion projects cluttering your flat. Around lunchtime, Mars retrograde is personally victimizing your inbox. Declan has replied all to Tanya's out of office again. By afternoon, expect to be in 7 different group chats passionately debating the correct way to load the dishwasher while Lewis slowly realizes he accidentally CC'd the entire company on a cat meme. Venus is unimpressed that you blamed her for that dodgy haircut. Tonight, that quick 30-minute yoga session will involve precisely 3 sun salutations before you're elbow deep in a tub of Ben & Jerry's, watching home renovation programs until 1:53 a.m. Don't even think about checking work email. Marcus sent another motivational cat picture. You will call it self-care, but it is really just avoiding accountability with better lighting. And Priya just asked if anyone wants to join the office step challenge. The cosmos has observed your life choices. It has concerns. Advice: log off. Forever. Thursday the 28th of May. You arose this morning with the get up and go of a teenager being asked to unload the dishwasher. Mars is currently juggling your sense of direction. That detour wasn't just a detour, Taurus, it was an adventure. You nearly ended up in Karen's conservatory, face to face with her prize-winning begonias, for goodness sake. This afternoon brings evaluation. Prepare for chaos dialed up to 11. The homeowner will be attached to you like Craig after Denise's lemon drizzle cake, convinced that woodworm adds rustic charm. Anita is there, ostensibly to help, but let's be honest, she is fully invested in the unfolding drama and secretly filming on her phone. By evening, the cosmos recognizes your valiant effort. Your spirit animal today is a soggy teabag. Permission granted to hibernate in front of the telly with a takeaway so beige, it could double as Phil's wallpaper sample. Advice: tonight, skip the beige buffet and have beans on toast. Live a little. Thursday the 28th of May. Mercury's having a right laugh at your expense this morning. Prepare to leave the house wearing your slippers, again, convinced they're trendy new trainers. By 8:03 a.m. you'll have already had a full-blown argument with the toaster. At work, Venus is clearly avoiding eye contact. Any attempt to fix the photocopier will result in you accidentally printing 700 copies of Darren's holiday snaps. Darren, naturally, is loving every second of it. Your Doomscope vegetable today is a butternut squash too hard to cut, much like your ability to keep a secret for longer than 5 minutes. Tonight, forget that fancy dinner you planned. Mars retrograde guarantees you'll order a takeaway curry the size of your head, claiming it's research for your next diet. The evening culminates in a passionate debate with Jason at 2:17 a.m. about whether cats secretly rule the world. By evening, even Saturn is watching your choices like a neighbor twitching the curtains. Advice: stop being so extra, Gemini. Seriously, you need to chill. Thursday the 28th of May. On your way to work, you'll mistake a mannequin for Pauline and wave like you're greeting royalty. You'll then spend the journey home mentally drafting your resignation. Mars retrograde has replaced your brain with a screensaver of a cat playing the piano. The afternoon will find you composing an email to Derek about teabag mountain climbing in the communal sink, despite the fossilized lasagna you abandoned in the fridge last Tuesday. Barry is shaking his head. Lorraine is running a book on how long it takes before HR gets involved. This evening, the celestial bodies are screaming at you to order a meal for one from the Chinese. By the time you've polished off the crispy seaweed and sweet and sour chicken balls, you'll start sobbing uncontrollably during an advert for stairlifts, before compiling a mental list of the saddest adverts ever made. You'll then start a TikTok account dedicated to singing hamsters, which will peak at precisely 0 views. Advice: stop confusing nostalgia with good taste. Nobody wants to hear about your holiday to Skegness. Your Doomscope animal today is an armadillo who curls up at the first sign of conflict, which is basically you when Harriet from accounts dares to breathe in your general direction. Thursday the 28th of May begins with the dramatic discovery that someone used the last teabag. Cue an Oscar-worthy performance of quiet devastation at precisely 7:14 a.m. Mars retrograde is personally victimizing your inbox and your caffeine levels. That passive-aggressive calendar invite from Dave about urgent synergy, delete it. Now. By lunchtime, you will have conducted at least 3 imaginary arguments with Claudia about the office thermostat. Jordan witnessed one. He is avoiding eye contact. This afternoon involves a deeply regrettable online shopping spree for llama-themed paraphernalia. 23 minutes later you'll receive a targeted ad for llama grooming for beginners. Seriously? Face it, Leo, Nathan still hasn't returned your stapler from 2023 and probably never will. By 7 p.m., you'll be found attempting to teach your Alexa device sarcasm. On your 6th attempt, even it sounds deeply unimpressed. This is followed by revisiting that questionable karaoke performance from Suki's birthday back in 2018. Time to analyze your dance moves again. Advice: save the drama for your toy llama. This Thursday, the 28th of May, the universe finds you contemplating color coding your tea bags whilst simultaneously composing an email correcting Nigel's spreadsheet cell height. One unopened calendar invite from Diane could derail your precisely calibrated morning. Lovely. Venus has misplaced your joie de vivre, so brace yourself for Janet to ask, at precisely 2:17 p.m., if you've seen her ergonomic stress ball. Your quest will lead you down a labyrinth of orphaned stationery, culminating in the rediscovery of a rogue custard cream from 2021. A spreadsheet inventory will, naturally, ensue. The evening promises relaxation in principle, not practice. You will order takeaway, but the Just Eat driver will spend 52 minutes navigating the same roundabout, apparently trapped in a temporal vortex. Resolving this culinary crisis will somehow necessitate explaining binary code to Sheila over the phone. How engaging. Virgo, your browsing history knows you better than your own mother. By evening, even Saturn is watching your choices like a neighbor twitching the curtains. Advice: not every passive-aggressive email requires sending. And definitely close the binary code spreadsheet, Virgo. Thursday, the 28th of May, finds you approaching the coffee shop as if you're about to negotiate a peace treaty. Trace is already hiding behind the muffins, betting Sebastian £5 you'll complain that the latte art swan looks suspiciously like a pigeon with alopecia. Mercury's gone on strike, so prepare for a day of pointed silences and tutting loud enough to qualify as industrial noise. Your Doomscope animal today is a koi carp who thinks they're fancy, less like graceful pond dweller, more like the guy who wears velvet smoking jackets to Lidl. This afternoon, you'll excitedly present an earth-shattering idea to Hugo, only to discover Mel did it better 3 years ago and got a company award. Connor will send a sympathy card featuring a cartoon sloth. Tonight, you'll be woken by a frantic call. It appears that inspirational quote scrawled on your bedroom wall, the one about reaching for the stars, has literally pulled a satellite out of orbit. Your Instagram story, set to jaunty Banjaleel music, will garner likes but also a strongly worded letter from the UN advice: put the Pinterest board down and step away slowly. Thursday, the 28th of May. The commute. Let's just say Keith is wearing your Americano. You're not sure how you ended up doing the Macarena on the 7:18 a.m. bus, but here we are. It's not even 8:30 a.m. and Samantha from accounts is giving you daggers. Ouch. At work, Victoria's emails are pinging in like it's a lottery win, except the prize is more work. You'll reply to Liam with all the enthusiasm of a soggy biscuit. Cheers. You've opened Dominic's LinkedIn profile again, trying to work out how he got that promotion. You accidentally endorsed him for advanced stapler techniques. Brilliant. Tonight, resistance is futile. Any grand plans will be replaced by the sofa. Your willpower is currently orbiting Pluto. You'll spend a solid hour crafting the perfect witty comment on Greta's Instagram post, only to chicken out at the last minute. By 3:13 a.m., you'll be deep diving into conspiracy theories about the neighbor's cat. The takeaway driver's starting to recognize your voice. Advice: log off. The internet remembers everything, especially your search history. Thursday, the 28th of May. Those browser tabs have indeed multiplied. Turns out, they've started a book club. Venus is currently drafting a strongly worded email regarding your persistent lateness. Your commute involves an unexpected encounter with something resembling breakfast cereal, followed by a performance art piece involving you walking directly into a bus shelter. Arriving at work, you accidentally send Stuart a TikTok dance challenge from 2021. He replies all with thanks, Wendy. Your Doomscope animal today is a manatee moving through life at their own pace, which, compared to you, is basically warp speed. Before lunch, you somehow convince a client who's actively clipping coupons that they absolutely require a llama farm. Tonight, a quiet evening beckons. Quiet meaning you're having an in-depth conversation with the cheese grater. NASA now states that Mars retrograde is affecting Domino's delivery times. Attempting to watch telly, you end up knee-deep in Airbnb listings for a shepherd's hut in Wales until 3 a.m. Advice: stop making promises you can't cash. Thursday, May 28th kicks off with you internally debating whether to risk a second digestive biscuit before Maureen clocks you. You'll manage precisely 47 minutes of actual work before Colin corners you with details of his stamp collection. By lunchtime, Sandra will have asked you about your passion's cue vivid daydreams of relocating to Outer Mongolia. Mars in retrograde means your emails are basically carrier pigeons filled with passive-aggressive squawks. Kenneth will email you about the company mission statement. Again. This afternoon involves several trips to the vending machine to locate something, anything, beige to perk you up. Tonight, the cosmos recommends abandoning all attempts at adulting and marinating on the sofa. You'll fire up Netflix, scroll through approximately 14,000 options, before settling on The Office for the 87th time. Brian from accounts will be online. He'll like a photo from 2011. The stars have noticed. By evening, even Saturn is watching your choices like a neighbor twitching the curtains. Advice: resist the urge to Marie Kondo your sock drawer. The universe is on strike. Thursday the 28th of May starts with a near miss involving a rogue crisp packet and your rapidly deflating bicycle tire. The co-working space looms. Your doomscope animal today is a stingray with hidden barbs, emotionally present roughly as often as Halley's Comet. Mars in retrograde suggests every email today will sound like it was written by Kevin after he's had a particularly strong coffee. Expect passive aggression so thick you could spread it on toast. This afternoon involves accidentally replying all to a thread about Astrid's questionable Tupperware contents. Again, Milo's avocado obsession will be a key topic. Tonight, the celestial overlords demand you remain sofa adjacent. That gym membership. Gathering dust. Netflix and a takeaway menu thicker than War and Peace beckon. You will spend a good half-hour scrolling, paralyzed by choice, before inevitably rewatching that property show where couples argue about bathroom tiles. By 8:23 p.m., you'll be yelling at your smart TV for suggesting you might enjoy Bake Off even though you watched it last night. Advice: embrace mediocrity. The stars have seen your search history. Thursday the 28th of May, and you're practically dressed, Pisces. Huge achievement. That bus queue resembles a rejected audition line for The Muppets, starring squirrels. At 7:03 a.m. precisely, a button staged a daring escape, launching you into a wardrobe crisis involving interpretive dance and accidental elbow jabs on a commuter convinced you're propositioning them. Smooth. Mars in retrograde is treating your inbox like a public toilet. This afternoon, you'll attempt explaining blockchain to Gary, despite the fact you think Dogecoin is a breed of small, fluffy menace. Elaine is running a sweepstake on how long you can feign interest in Rupert's PowerPoint presentation. The poetry section in Oxfam is calling to you, promising profound insights and heavily discounted hardbacks. Tonight, planetary law decrees 0 leg days and maximum commitment to the sofa. The full moon is shining brightly on the remote control. Official celestial approval granted to order a cheeky takeaway. NASA is justifying binge-watching documentaries as applied research. Advice: it's not a flaw, Pisces. It's a feature.